I never thought I would find myself here, staring at my wife, the woman I loved with all my heart, as she sat across from me with tears streaming down her face. The truth was out. She had cheated on me with our neighbor. But little did I know, what came next would shatter everything I believed about our relationship. It all started one ordinary Saturday. I had come home early from work, excited to spend the day with my wife, Lisa. The sun shone brightly, casting a warm glow over our suburban neighborhood. As I pulled into the driveway, I noticed our neighbor Tom, standing in his yard, fiddling with something on his car. He waved, and I waved back, completely oblivious to the storm brewing just behind my front door. As I walked into the house, I found Lisa pacing nervously. Her usual bright smile was replaced with a frown. "We need to talk," she said, her voice trembling. My heart raced. Was she going to tell me she lost her job or that we needed to move? Instead, she took a deep breath and revealed the unthinkable. She had been having an affair with Tom. At that moment, my world tilted off its axis. How could she do this to me? The questions flooded my mind like an unrelenting tide. I felt betrayed, hurt, and utterly confused. The man I thought was my friend had been sleeping with my wife, and I was left feeling like a fool. But as I dug deeper into her story, I discovered something that would turn my anguish into a quest for the truth. Lisa admitted she had been seeing Tom for months, but it was what she said next that sent chills down my spine. "He told me things about you, things that made me doubt our relationship." That's when the mini hooks began. What had Tom said? How could a neighbor I trusted manipulate my wife's feelings against me? Fueled by anger and betrayal, I decided to confront Tom. The next day, I marched over to his house, ready to confront him and demand answers. When he opened the door, his smug smile faded, replaced by a look of surprise. "I was hoping we could talk," I said, my voice steady but laced with tension. The surprise element here was palpable. Tom had never expected me to show up, and I could see the wheels turning in his head as he tried to formulate a response. Our conversation was heated. I wanted to know what he had said to Lisa to drive her into his arms. "It's not what you think," he replied, trying to brush off the gravity of the situation. But I wasn't falling for his games. "You manipulated her," I shouted, the frustration boiling over. This was not just about betrayal, it was about control and manipulation. As the days passed, I became consumed by this whirlwind of emotions. I couldn't sleep, eat, or focus on anything except uncovering the truth. I started digging into Tom's background, uncovering secrets that painted a picture of a man desperate to undermine me. He was a master manipulator, preying on vulnerabilities. I felt an odd sense of empowerment as I pieced together the puzzle. One evening, while I was sifting through social media, I stumbled upon a post that made my stomach drop. Tom had been in a similar situation before, and the woman in his past bore a striking resemblance to Lisa. It dawned on me. Tom had a pattern. The surprise element here was that my wife wasn't the first victim of his deceitful charm. Determined to not let this man destroy my marriage, I decided to take control. I approached Lisa again, this time armed with knowledge and clarity. "We need to rebuild," I said, my voice calm but firm. "I want to know what made you vulnerable." Through tears and guilt, Lisa shared her feelings of neglect. I had been so focused on my career that I hadn't noticed her emotional needs slipping away. In that moment, I realized that our relationship was not solely about trust. It was also about connection. We had both contributed to this betrayal. We agreed to go to couples therapy together, determined to mend the broken pieces of our marriage. The journey was challenging, filled with tears and hard conversations, but it was necessary. The engagement and pacing of our story were crucial. Each therapy session revealed new layers of our relationship, allowing us to understand one another deeply. In the midst of all this, I had an epiphany. As hard as it was to face the truth about Lisa's infidelity, it was equally vital to confront my own shortcomings. The narrative shifted from blaming each other to acknowledging our joint responsibility in the relationship's deterioration. We had to face our demons, both separately and together. The climax of our story came during a particularly emotional therapy session. We were discussing our dreams and fears when Lisa suddenly revealed that she felt suffocated by my ambition. "I wanted to be proud of you, but I needed you too," she said, her voice breaking. In that moment, I understood the depth of her feelings. I had been so consumed by my desire to provide that I had lost sight of her emotional needs. With renewed determination, I promised to balance my work life with our personal lives. The surprise twist was that it wasn't just Lisa who needed to change, it was also me. We committed to rebuilding our relationship, brick by brick, understanding that true love requires effort, patience, and vulnerability. The journey was not without its bumps. There were nights of doubt and moments of insecurity, but each time we faced a challenge, we reminded ourselves of our commitment to one another. It was a learning curve, a testament to our growth, and each day felt like a new beginning. As I sit here today, reflecting on that harrowing period, I realize that life can throw unexpected challenges our way. The journey of healing has taught us resilience and the importance of open communication. Our relationship is stronger than it has ever been, forged in the fires of betrayal and rebirth. So, if you find yourself in a similar situation, remember that you have the power to reclaim your narrative. Don't let betrayal define your story. Use it as a stepping stone toward growth and understanding. Because in the end, it's not just about overcoming the pain. It's about building a love that can withstand anything.